Hey everybody, I'm Robert Donovan. Welcome to this episode of Tradecraft Solutions, the show where I chronicle my march from bankruptcy to billionaire, albeit in progress. According to a documentary about millennials who save half their income and retire in their 30s, it's called Playing with Fire. FIRE is an acronym for Financially Independent Retired Early. According to these folks, if you save half your income, you can retire in about 17 years. But what if your income is so low or fluctuates from month to month so you can't save 50% of your income and still be sure of covering the bills? I ran into this set of problems while doing my stage savings program. Link below for more information on that. I got to about 35% savings per month and I was trying to get to 50. Couldn't do it. In some months the bills were just too much. In other months I could save, but 1 hour's cut or a slow consulting month and I'd have to raid investments to pay the bills. That screws up an awful lot of things, so I'm not going there. The FIRE crowd, frankly, not much help here, outside of telling you to save more and grow your income with a side hustle. Well, I've gotten my living expenses down to $10,000 a year or less, which is less than half, and in some cases as much as a third of what most of the FIRE crowd lives on and calls itself frugal. I live in my RV rent-free, I have zero debt, I cook most of my own meals. When these folks get their spending that low, they can lecture me on saving more. Until then, I'd say opportunities for further spending reductions are limited. These people, particularly those whose website homepages I am shamelessly using screenshots of right now, can save 60% or more of their income and still have $25,000-$30,000 per year to live on. That's $3,000 to $6,000 more minimum than I even make at the moment. They simply never run into this problem, so I needed a different plan. As those who watch this show know, I hate formal line item budgeting, so I wanted a solution that didn't depend heavily on that. So what I came up with was this. First, I knew I could cover the bills at 30% savings, even in the slow months. So I left that as an automatic transfer from checking to savings so I could pay myself first every month. The amount that was left over after I took out that 30%, I'm calling the spending base. On the months when the bills were due, I just paid them out of the spending base, making sure that I didn't go over whatever the spending base was for that pay period. To capture every last dollar of possible savings, but still have money available for unexpected expenses on the months when the bills were not coming in, I divided the spending base for each pay period by the number of days until my next payday. This gave me a daily spending limit. Now, if I had consulting income, I would add that to the spending base before dividing. My goal is to spend less than the daily spending limit each day. At the end of each day, I subtract whatever I've spent from the spending base, and I recalculate my new daily spending limit. If I spend less than the daily spending limit, the limit would go up for the next day. If I spent more, it would go down, and I would have to cut back. Whatever was left at the end of the pay period goes to savings. The next thing I did was to rearrange when I paid my bills. I figured if I could consolidate all the months where I wasn't getting a lot of bills coming in, that would create more opportunity for me to save. Now, I currently have no debts, and I will remain debt-free as long as I possibly can, but things like my phone, which is a no-contract phone, mail service, car registration, and insurance were all sort of spread throughout the year, so I was constantly getting hit with bills right as the savings really got going. So what I did was I started buying extra minutes and service time on the phone and extra months at the mail service and basically doing everything I could to arrange for all my bills for the year to fall between January 1st and the end of April when I do my taxes. This leaves 8 months of the year when I just need to worry about, well, basically food, gas, and the occasional clothing purchase. During these months, I can save 50% easily, but I still use the daily spending limit and wait until the end of each pay period to put the deposit into savings to make sure that I have the money to cover any unexpected expenses. I now plan spending months in advance these days to keep as many months open for saving as possible. This is how I get my spending over 40% per year. Still not quite at 50%, but consistently in the mid to high 40% range. I've been using this method for 3 years now, and it has worked really, really well. The first year I was not too consistent with it, and I only managed to save about 38%. 2 reasons for that. The first is that all the temptations to spend were still there. The second is that I also hadn't gotten my emergency fund built up all the way yet. I now have a 12-month emergency fund, which helps a lot. It worked kind of like a slush fund. What really got me doing this consistently, though, was a series of minor emergencies that happened in 2017. They weren't anything big, but they did take sudden, unexpected money out of my account. And the cool thing was, I was just able to handle it. I just paid cash, no need to mess with payments, and I realized, holy crap, I just handled that and it wasn't a big deal. I guarantee you, the first time you find yourself able to just deal with unexpected expenses as they happen, yes, it's frustrating and yes, it slows you down, but it doesn't derail me or turn into a major financial scrounging exercise. That is when you realize I am not at the mercy of fate or corporations or banks or some invisible, omnipotent, omnipresent conspiracy. It's all on me. It's another dopamine hit similar to the one I felt when I first started living in the RV and realized that my bank account was going up and I was able to save consistently. There are ways to automate what I'm talking about here with the daily spending limit, and I'm going to talk about these in a few episodes down the road. But I still use the daily spending limit as a convenient way to keep track of spending throughout the day and avoid impulse buying. We're going to talk about impulse buying in the next video. So I hope you found this useful. Thanks a lot for watching. Welcome to any new subscribers. If you do want to see more content like this, please comment, like, and subscribe. For those of you who do subscribe, don't forget to click the bell icon so you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded. Thanks a lot to all my current subscribers for sticking with me. I know I've been a little inconsistent lately. Going to be working on that in 2019. Once again, as always, may the balance of your day be awesome.